on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University for today's Great American Conference matchup between the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys and the Ouachita Tigers. Good evening, everybody. This is Chris Babb, joined by Jason Jones as filling in for Michael Westbrook. He'll be back hopefully next week. Arkansas Tech 5-5, 2-2 in conference play. Ouachita 3-11, 1-7 in conference play. This is Arkansas Tech's first game since December 18th. And interesting matchup today. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two teams, and the starting lineups are being announced. Let's go ahead and take a look at those starting lineups. First for Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys under the direction of head coach Mark Downey. The starting lineups for Ouachita are being announced as well. Thought we had the starting lineups ready to roll on there, but we will tell you those when they come out for Arkansas Tech. For the Ouachita Tigers, the starting lineup has been a little bit different over the last few weeks. The first starter for Ouachita, Lorenz Nero, a 6'2 senior guard. His last name is not One, but the Gremlins in the graphics has changed his name to One. Lorenz Nero, a 6'2 senior guard from Lake Hamilton High School in Hot Springs. Madarius Hobson, the 6'3 senior guard from Holcomb, Mississippi at one guard, and a freshman, Tavondrick Henry, a 6'5 a freshman guard from Texarkana, Texas, Pleasant Grove High School. Alex Scariolo, the 6'3 redshirt freshman from Marbella, Spain, and Tyler Haynes. Tyler and Lorenz are not brothers. Their last name is not both One. But sometimes when technology doesn't cooperate, that's what happens. Tyler Haynes, the 6'5 sophomore forward from Memphis, Tennessee. Ouachita under the direction of Coach Dennis Nutt, his 10th season at Ouachita Baptist University. He is assisted by Jordan Bailey. Chris Babb and Jason Jones, and this is an Arkansas Tech team that you really have no idea what you're going to see, and Coach Downey probably doesn't either. Can you imagine going at this part of the season, going almost a month without playing a basketball game?
It's got to feel a little bit like a preseason game, just because they've got to be wondering about conditioning, and even just wondering how they're going to gel together this early on after being off for over a month.
Tyler Haynes and Kevin Howard set to jump center to get things going. Haynes controls it to Hobson, and the Tigers have the ball first. CJ Mann, Kevin Howard, Talon Peter, Tony Hall, and Cameron Kennedy, the starting five for Arkansas Tech. The leading scorer is Czar Perry. Czar Perry, a 6'2 senior guard from El Dorado, transfer from Cal State Bakerfield, is the leading scorer for Arkansas Tech. Not on the floor, and I don't know if I see him on the bench. Three-pointer from Peter, no good. Rebound tipped into the arms of Lorenz Nero. Nero, the senior guard from Lake Hamilton, looking for Hobson, but the pass was too strong, and the ball will go over to Arkansas Tech. Interesting to see what what shape. You're definitely not going to be in game shape, but what is the situation going to be conditioning-wise for Arkansas Tech?
Tech with a pretty good size advantage at several positions here, so let's see if that plays a part.
CJ Mann gets the first points of the game. Mann, the freshman from Alma, gives Arkansas Tech a 3-0 lead. Tavondrick Henry looking for Tyler Haynes. Haynes, the baseline jumper is good. And Ouachita is on the board. The sophomore from Memphis gets Ouachita on the board first. Baseline jumper from Haynes. We saw that last week in the loss to Oklahoma Baptist. Scariolo with the steal. Probably not the cross-court pass that Coach Downey wanted. Henry pull up from 17. Jumper good as well. Tavondrick Henry, the freshman from Pleasant Grove, gives Ouachita a 4-3 lead. Mid-range jumper game strong in the men's game to this point too. Haynes picks that one away. He's able to control it. Layup good for Tyler Haynes. Thought Coach Downey was going to be ready to call a timeout. Instead, he's just going to let it roll. And Arkansas Tech will set up in the half court. Arkansas Tech averaging 69.7 points per game. Ouachita 70.2, so probably a lower scoring game today. Ouachita coming off of a 59-56 loss at Henderson. On Thursday night, Arkansas Tech, can't say they're coming off of a loss or win since it's been since December 18th. Three-pointer no good. Rebound controlled by Scariolo. Henry goes all the way, the layup no good. Tony Hall got just in the way of Henry. Three-pointer from Mann is good. The pull-up ranging to his left. He pulls up, hits his second three of the game, and we're tied 6-6.
I think top of the key might be his spot. Shot clock down.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Haynes, Scariolo from the corner. Three-pointer good from Alex Scariolo. First basket of the game for Scariolo. Ouachita shooting nice percentage to start this one. Arkansas Tech won the first game between these two teams, 72-54. That was on December 2nd. Three-pointer good from Kennedy. Talking to Sam Strachner, the longtime voice of Arkansas Tech. He said when Kennedy comes into the game, he's kind of a three-point threat, and that's what he shows there. And we are tied again at 9. Turnover. Mann gets the ball to Kennedy, back to Mann. Thought he was going to pull up for the long three. He'll pull back, a step-back three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Scariolo. Man-to-man defense. Haynes trying to take the mismatch against C.J. Mann. Fadeaway spinning jump shot from Haynes is good. 11-9. Man, another three-pointer good.
Wow.
9 of Tech's 12 points. All of their points have come from the three-point line. 3 from C.J. Mann, 1 from Kennedy.
I don't want to jinx us, but we're 5 minutes into this game without a foul.
Thought you were going to say Ouachita hasn't missed from the field yet.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Shot from Hall, too strong. Kennedy knocks that one out. Media timeout, we'll take it because that was just for us. 14:52 remaining in the first half. Arkansas Tech 12, Ouachita 11. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Achita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
$14:52 in the first half as we return to action. A couple of subs into the game for Ouachita. Jacob Street, Kobe Dunlap, and Marvin Williams Dunn. Dunn, the 6'2 guard from Auckland, New Zealand. Jacob Street into the game for Ouachita, the 6'5 junior guard forward from Natchitoches, Texas. And also into this game, Kobe Dunlap, a 6'3 freshman guard from Greenbrier. Dunlap had a couple of threes the other night at Henderson State. Here comes Arkansas Tech with some three-quarter court pressure, forcing a tip. Hobson will try to get across the timeline, and he does. Double teamed in the corner. And now Ouachita will set up the half-court set. Only 13 left on the shot clock, though. Dunn, nice fake to Dunlap. Catch, pop, release, short. Rebound, Tony Hall. Talking to Kelly Davis, the color analyst on the Arkansas Tech radio network, as Tony Hall has a nice take to the basket. I asked if Czar Perry was here, and he said, we don't see him. I think they said Ouachita turned the ball over as they stepped over the inline, I guess, when they were inbounding the ball. I think was the call on that.
Yeah, I think the inbounder stepped across and then threw it in. Just too big a hurry.
Nice. Peter gets the ball to Gosnell at the baseline. Long three-pointer from man. Leon Kalinic into the game for Ouachita. Gets the rebound off of the bounce. Williams Dunn to Hobson. Finds a cutting Kalinic. He is tied up by Hall, but a foul is going to be called on Tony Hall. Hall, a 6'5 senior from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Transfer from Northern Oklahoma College in Enid, knock Enid. Leon Kalinic goes to the free throw line for Ouachita. Knocks down to his first. That's the first foul on Hall. First foul of the game at the 13:47 mark.
You don't see that very often.
Kalinic to the free throw line for Ouachita. Knocked his first one down. Second one good as well. 14-13. Kennedy gets Kalinic turned to the middle of the lane. The 8-foot jumper, no good. Rebound, Marvin Williams Dunn.
Arkansas Tech was looking to take advantage of some size in the post there. Missed the
Hobson
shot.
pull up from the baseline. Good looking shot from Darius Hobson. He's the leading scorer on this Ouachita team. 15 points per game. He gets his first basket of the game here to give Ouachita the lead once again. Well, he bulls his way in front. No good on the shot from Nico Gosnell. Rebound to Hobson. Street pull up from 18. Good from Jacob Street. Jason, they honored the ball fake way outside, and that opened up a lane to the free throw line for Street for the pull-up jumper.
Definitely.
New into the game for Arkansas Tech, B.J. Johnson there wearing number 1, the 6'3 redshirt freshman from El Dorado, transfer from Northeastern State. Gosnell gets the pass, goes up for the dunk, give the assist to Talon Peter. Gosnell gets his first basket of the game. Dunlap pops up for three, good from Kobe Dunlap. Ouachita in a good flow and rhythm offensively, Jason, is offensively really gotten things to go, and it helps when you hit your shots.
Absolutely. It's a big deal to get those shots to fall early, too, as we know the longer the game goes. Get some confidence early on.
Offensive rebound on the end for Arkansas Tech. Putback is no good. 11 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Arkansas Tech trails Ouachita by 4. It's Ouachita 20, Arkansas Tech 16. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Here with you from Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. 20-16, Ouachita leads Arkansas Tech. And this Saturday, it is a wintry Saturday across the state of Arkansas. Jason, we were in during the entire women's game, had a chance to step outside to our production trailer between games, and I said, it's snowing. They said, yeah, it's been doing that for the last 2 hours.
That's great.
A little bit of snow in South Arkansas. We hope you are nice and warm wherever you are. We would like to thank some of our students who made their way back to campus. Matthew Branch, the student director of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, directing things in both games today. I'd like to welcome Noah Grimes back to campus. Noah, one of our juniors. He's in the truck also with Matthew. Rachel Sansano on one of our cameras, a swimmer for the Ouachita Tiger Sharks. And also a couple of hopefully future members of OSDN, Elias Erickson and Sullivan Jones, the crew for today. Nice double team by Tyler Haynes, and Kobe Dunlap is forcing Cameron Kennedy to call a timeout. Dunlap and Coach Nutt saying, you stand on the baseline, but the official said that he was able to get the timeout before he stepped on the baseline. It'll be Arkansas Tech's ball. As we come to, this is a normal Thursday-Saturday game, but Ouachita will have a makeup game on Tuesday, January 18th. That's this coming Tuesday night, as Ouachita will welcome Southern Nazarene to town. The women will tip off at 5:30. The men will tip off around 7:30. It's scheduled for 7:30. Usually happens more like 8 o'clock. But then next to Thursday and Saturday, Ouachita will also be at home. So counting today, 4 home games in a span of 7 days. Southern Nazarene on Tuesday, Southeastern Oklahoma on Thursday, and East Central on Saturday. About midway through the Great American Conference schedule, and the Tigers trying to get back in the win column. First conference win last week at Southwestern Oklahoma. A tough 3-point loss at Henderson State on Thursday night. Pull up in the middle of the lane from B.J. Johnson. Shot is no good, but a foul is called on Leon Kalinic. First personal foul. First foul called on Ouachita. 11:33 in the first half. Elsewhere today in the Great American Conference, as Johnson misses his first free throw. The only other 3 o'clock game, Northwestern Oklahoma State at Oklahoma Baptist. At 4 o'clock, Henderson State and Arkansas Monticello tip things off at 7:30 tonight. Southern Nazarene at East Central. 2 games postponed. Southwestern Oklahoma State at Southeastern, and Harding at Southern Arkansas. So only 3 other games around the Great American Conference today. Only one of those being played right now. That is Northwestern Oklahoma State and Oklahoma Baptist. Ouachita with a 3-point lead and the ball. Kalinic on Gosnell. Kalinic to the middle of the lane. He's going to be called for an offensive foul as he lowered his shoulder. You're not going to be able to get away with that wide open in the middle of the lane like that.
Yeah, he had that. If he'd been able to spin back to his left shoulder, he'd had a wide open layup, but he kept forcing his way to the right. Calvin Allen checking into the game for Arkansas Tech, the 5'11 junior from Little Rock, transfer from College of the Ozarks. He has the ball guarded by Haynes now. Size mismatch there. Three-pointer, Thompson, no good. Boy, the putback from Kennedy's not there as well, and Jacob Street tried to save that one in bounds on the tip, after the tip from Tyler Haynes, but he was on the sideline. And the ball will go back to Arkansas Tech. No possession, so the shot clock stays at 20. Well, Kennedy has those Tech green shoes, doesn't he? New into the game for Tech, Caden Hale. Nice ball defense by Marvin Williams-Dunn. Ahead to Dunlap. Nice look to Haynes, and thought they were going to let that go, Jason, but I did too.
Foul is going to be called on Nico Gosnell.
Good transition offense by Ouachita to get down the floor in a hurry for what was about to be an easy bucket.
Was a good pass from Marvin Williams-Dunn. finding Kobe Dunlap. Dunlap found Haynes on the backside, and Haynes to the free throw line. Haynes knocks the first free throw down on the season. Tyler Haynes, 76.3% from the free throw line. 29 of 38 coming into today's game. He knocks the free throw down, and he's got 5 points so far. First free throw hits about every part of the rim it can and drops down. 6 for Haynes, 5-point lead for Ouachita. On the floor for Ouachita, Marvin Williams Dunn, Kobe Dunlap, Jacob Street, Leon Kalinich, and Tyler Haynes. Calvin Allen is all the way, no good. Dunlap, goodness gracious, they are letting them go. Dunlap in transition, in rhythm, 3, no good. Tyler Haynes, if you're nice, you give him an assist on that.
Right.
Probably it was an attempt at a putback, but he tipped it right to Jacob Street, who got his second basket of the night. It's 24-17.
Well, Arkansas Tech looks like they're a little bit out of rhythm. Timing doesn't seem to be there on some of the stuff they're trying to run. But I guess that's understandable.
That's to be expected if you haven't played since December 18th, which is just crazy to think of. That nice fadeaway jumper at the buzzer that never hit anything. Shot clock violation, and even on that shot, Caden Hale's desperation shot after the buzzer didn't hit the rim anyway. So shot clock violation. Ball will go over to Ouachita. Peter checks back into the game for Arkansas Tech. CJ Mann checks back into the game as well for the Wonder Boys. CJ Mann from Alma, Kobe Dunlap from Greenbrier. Might not be the first time those two have matched up.
Probably not.
Marvin Williams Dunn looks inside to Haynes. Fadeaway jumper in the middle lane, good from Tyler Haynes. Haynes has 8 points, and it's a 9-point Ouachita lead. Coach Nutt in his post-game interviews has been relatively pleased offensively for the most part. It's been the defense that he's said that the Tigers have to shore up, and he's got a lot of energy over there today trying to get Ouachita coached up on defense. Boy, good block out by Jacob Street.
He had him. He wasn't letting him go.
You can see the Tigers coming out defensively with a little more fire than you might have seen. Dunlap
looked at it too long.
Yeah, looked at it too long, and then by the time he was able to push it, the defender had already forced Tyler Haynes too far off the block.
Ouachita doing some switching on the perimeter when they can to keep the shooters from getting free.
Man, off balance. That one just didn't look like he had his feet set on that one. It was online. Just didn't quite get his legs under him on that one. And the rebound to Marvin Williams Dunn. 4 subs set to go for Ouachita at the next dead ball.
It's nice to see some screening action besides just ball screens.
Right.
Both teams are doing some good work inside.
Nice backdoor cut from Tyler Haynes. Nice find from Marvin Williams Dunn. Haynes goes up for the free throw, for the dunk. Timeout, Arkansas Tech. And Coach Downey's not happy with the officials. It should be his defender that he was not happy with. Regardless, timeout, Arkansas Tech. We'll take it with them, 28-17. Tigers lead by 11, 7:46 remaining in the first half. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
7:46 remaining in the first half. Ouachita 28, Arkansas Tech 17. Chris Babb, Jason Jones, and Coach. We saw Coach Downey frustrated at something there before that timeout. Looked like it was with something with a call he wanted. But put yourself in Coach Downey's shoes. You've been a college basketball coach. Can you imagine trying to prepare a team to play a game for the first time in a month when other teams are in rhythm? That's got to be such a difficult task for this in this situation.
Yeah, and I don't even know how many days of practice they've been able to have. It's probably not very many as a full group. So he's got a lot of stuff that he's trying to get done in a short amount of time. Big shot there by Tech to try to keep them in this thing. Outside of some early three-point shooting, this could have been a 20-point blowout early on.
Talon Peter gets the three-pointer to go, the 6'4" freshman from Russellville. Tyler Haynes can't get that one to go, and the rebound to Kevin Howard. Coach Downey in his second tour of duty at Arkansas Tech. Conference championship his first time around early in his career in the second stint. Darius Hobson stepped on the baseline, and the ball will stay with Arkansas Tech. Peter missed that three-point attempt. Tavondrick Henry, this could be fun, Jason. Tavondrick Henry with the steal, and he missed the dunk. Just jumped a little bit too far out. He jumped too early, and Casey Modell was ready to say his name a little bit too early as well. It could be fun, but it ultimately was not, and Kevin Howard gets the putback to go. And that is a 4-point swing, and suddenly it's a two-possession game.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're looking at a much tighter game than what you felt the game was headed.
Scariolo up and under, and that ball found the bottom of the net.
That looked like some European basketball move right there.
Good reason for that. A good move from Scariolo. Henry tries to get another steal. Tipped into the backcourt. 10 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper from Howard is good. We got 4. It's back to a 6-point game. Hobson, the leading scorer for Ouachita, from just inside the three-point line, gets the jumper to go. 4 points for Hobson, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Ouachita. Kick out. CJ Mann from way downtown. Henry mistimed his jump. Howard got the rebound. Henry knocks it out of the hands of Howard, but it does go out of bounds. Last touched by Ouachita.
Medarius played for our good friend Coach Grant Pate.
Grant Pate. Talked to Medarius last year about that when had Medarius in class. They are taking a look at the clock, and they are ready to go. They nailed it. 5:06, 17 on the shot clock. They did a nice job. A nice steal by Lorenz Nero. Couldn't control it after he had the dribble. Lorenz Nero back into the game. Couldn't control it after the dribble. It goes out of bounds. Nice call by the officials. He was having to dodge the player and make the call.
These officials can just do it all.
You don't sound like a coach now. Nice defense by Scariolo. That was good on-ball defense by Scariolo, forcing that shot. Got the rebound, and now Hobson has a mismatch against C.J. Mann. Triple teamed, out to Nero, spots up for 3, no good. Scariolo with the rebound. Shot up, no good, and Cameron Kennedy gets the rebound over Scariolo. Scariolo wanted to foul on that layup attempt, didn't get it. Mann, three-pointer off the rim, no good. Hobson with the Hobson with the rebound, and the Ouachita is going to get a timeout called on that. 30-second timeout will turn into the full 4 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. Ouachita in the first half. Ouachita 32, Arkansas Tech 24. We'll be back to Bill Vining Arena after this timeout. You're watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
4 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the first half. Ouachita leads by 8. Jason, we talked about Arkansas Tech's break from play. You look at the GAC, the rest of the schools in the conference. Most of these teams have played 14 games, all but a handful. Southern Nazarene has only played 11. Harding has played 13, but Arkansas Tech has only played 10 games, 3 games fewer than the rest of the schools in the conference. And they are trying to get things together and get things going. And talking to Sam Strachner, the voice of the Wonder Boys and Golden Suns, he said their next few weeks look like Monday, Thursday, Saturday for the next 5 weeks of the season. Monday or Tuesday. So that is going to be a very, very challenging schedule. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Hobson pulls up from 17, no good. Hall gets the rebound. Yeah, there was the traveling violation called on Tony Hall. Is one too many steps there as he went to the basket. Initial full court pressure from Arkansas Tech. Almost a 2-2-1 zone pressure. See what they drop back into. Looks like a 2-3 zone. Yeah.
Just try to create something different.
Henry for 3, no good. Bounced off of the shot clock. Ball will go over to Arkansas Tech.
Yeah, that's a little bit impatient. You could have got that shot any time, and he took it off the second pass, so probably not what they wanted.
Back in the early days of the GAC or the GSC, there were some Thursday, Saturday, Monday every once in a while, and I know coaches didn't like those 3 games in 5 days. I can't imagine having 4 or 5 straight weeks of Saturday or Thursday, Saturday, Monday.
But what I remember about those days is that everybody was playing on those dates.
Right.
In this situation, that's going to really affect them over a couple of weeks because they're going to play an extra week of games inside of that 2-week period.
Ouachita has 2 makeup games as well because the Tigers, both men and women, were not able to play the week before New Year's, the week between Christmas and New Year's. They made that last one up Tuesday against Oklahoma Baptist. Tony Hall takes Jacob Street to the basket and got that basket to go, but Ouachita made up those games with Oklahoma Baptist Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday night, they'll make up the games with Southern Naz, so it'll be a span of 4 games in 7 days for Ouachita, but as of right now, those are the only makeup games that Ouachita will have.
Yeah, you can handle those added games if it's just one once in a while, but boy, it's tough if you're having to do it every week.
Scariolo with the runner. He has 7. The Ouachita lead is 8, and Ouachita has also played a lot of players on its bench. Scariolo up ahead to Hobson. Pass was just a little bit too far in front. He couldn't control it and traveled with the basketball. He felt like he traveled because he offered no disagreement. Just kind of hoping they might let that one slide.
Yeah, I think
let his slide. Let his slide. Yeah. Little slip screen from Gosnell. Backside pass. Nice read by Jacob Street. Layup, my goodness, they're letting them roll. Lorenz Nero with the putback. His first basket of the game comes on a tip-in putback. And the Ouachita lead is 10 as we come under 2 minutes to go here in the first half from Bill Vining Arena. Chris Babb, Jason Jones filling the chair again for Michael Westbrook. Hopefully he'll be back next week sometime. CJ Mann with the runner off the glass. He has 11 points to lead the way for Arkansas Tech. Kalinich, turnaround, hook shot in the middle of the lane, no good. So I'm knock a few of those down against Oklahoma Baptist. Couldn't get that one to go. However, nice flash by Scariolo, and Hobson tips the ball away. Hall for three from the corner. That was off, you could tell. Lorenz Nero quickly ahead to Hobson. He controls this one. The reverse layup from Adarius Hobson is good. Hobson has 6. And the Tiger lead is 10 as we come up under. Can you come up under anything? I guess you can some places. 10-point lead for Ouachita. 45 seconds remaining. Man, runner again, no good. Tip in from Gosnell, no good. Rebound Hobson. Boy, he was high up for that, wasn't he? Goodness gracious. He's tipping that one down.
Seems like
I would try to give some analysis on that, but I have no idea if it's harder to tip one down than tip one up.
I don't know.
You have to have been 11 feet in the air for that to happen. 13 on the shot clock for Ouachita, as they will have. Nice slip from Kalinick. The layup is good from Leon Kalinick. Nice pass from Lorenz Nero. And Ouachita will try to, CJ Mann's going to pull up from deep. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Kalinick. A little bit careless with the ball, but Ouachita is able to escape that one. Could have turned into a quick shot there at the end. 40-28, Ouachita leads by 12, and there are a couple of tired Wonder Boys on the field, on the court at the end of that. You could kind of see as they were coming off the court.
They did seem to drag the last few possessions, especially, and you can just tell they're out of sorts one way or another. I think Ouachita's done a really solid job defensively, limiting them to one shot, but Tech's also taken a lot of shots really quickly, and you don't get to feel like that's a typical Mark Downey offense.
No, you don't want to belabor that point, but that is a huge point coming into this game. I mean, you have to acknowledge it because this is a team that has not played since December 18th, and so you don't want to beat a dead horse, but every time you see something now, would Coach Downey like to see some production and a different rhythm? Probably so,
right.
But some of that is because of that.
Sure.
40-28, Ouachita leads by 12. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll hear from Ouachita Athletic Director David Sharp, as he will join us after this timeout. You're watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. Chris Babb here at halftime of the men's game. Ouachita 40, Arkansas Tech 28. Now joined by Ouachita Athletic Director David Sharp. And Coach Sharp, maybe a little bit later start to the semester than some, but the second semester is upon us. But for some of those winter sports teams, they don't get as much of a break. Basketball and swimming and diving have been on campus. And the second semester of spring sports is about ready to crank back up again in full swing.
Yeah, there's lots going on. And as you said, Chris, these winter sport teams have been here almost 3 weeks now. And, of course, we didn't play a few games early basketball-wise, but our swimming teams and our wrestling team and both basketball teams have been back since the 27th of December. And so it's been an active time for them, even though we're not in class. But it's been always good to have them back. And then we'll get everybody, the softball and baseball, they came back Wednesday night and started practice Thursday. And so they open up in 3 weeks. Both teams start their seasons. And, of course, men's and women's tennis will start, and then all of the other off-season sports for your fall sports. So it's as busy a time as ever when it comes to that.
We don't want to, belabor the point all the time. You don't want to have all the conversation around COVID, but it is still a factor.
It's still.
Obviously, Jason and I talked a lot about Arkansas Tech's men not having played since December 18th. Many other schools around the Great American Conference have had to postpone. There are two men's games postponed today.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, I guess the answer is no, none of us did, but this has impacted 3 different school years, and we're still sitting here figuring out how to navigate through this.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes down to it, talking to Sam Strachner earlier this week, are you coming down? His philosophy is anytime I get to do a broadcast, I'm just excited.
Yeah.
And I would imagine at some point the coaches and players, or anytime we get to play a game, we're just excited to.
Well, and that's the case because as you said, the winter sports 2 years ago didn't get impacted until right at tournament time. So most of the season was already taken care of, and so the tournament is what didn't happen. But it is impacting. But it's with us, and I'm like you said, I think all of the coaches and the student athletes, if they say we're going to line up and play today, they're excited. They don't care if it's night, day, Sunday, Monday. Where it is, what event, they're fortunate to play and they're thankful to play, and I'm thankful they're getting to play.
Right. I had someone ask me yesterday, this morning, it's snowing in Russell. You think they're going to come? And I was like, they're going to be on Interstate, and they're going to be here.
Yeah,
they're going to be here.
Yeah.
Some exciting things going on. We talk about our spring sports, the softball program under Coach Grimes in his second year. Locker room being finished up before their season. Coach Howard and his baseball program are getting ready to go. Coach Chumley, Coach Ward getting ready to start with tennis. You also have wrestling and swimming. The swim team was supposed to have a meet today against Montevallo, but Montevallo had to cancel. But it is an exciting time. Let's talk about as we're watching here for basketball, let's talk about the postseason basketball tournament. Give us an update on the how the postseason basketball tournament was scheduled to. Is it still on schedule for that? I know the finals were announced to be Shawnee, Oklahoma. Kind of give us a look at what postseason basketball looks like in the Great American Conference.
Well, we take the top 8 teams out of 12 to the tournament, and that's been historically what we do. And we're going to a new venue this year. It's an arena somewhere close to Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Right.
I'm not sure exactly where, but it's somewhere close, and I'm not going to say anything else about that. And but evidently it's a nice arena. And but anyway. There has been a little talk, and the ADs talked about it a little bit on Wednesday, the possibility of taking all 12 teams and maybe doing, and this is not in, but we talked about maybe the top 4 teams they punch their tickets, and then 12 plays 5, 11 plays 6, 10 plays 7, and 9 plays 8, and then those 4 winners will play the 4 that go to Shawnee, and that gets. With all of the games that we're missing, with all of the makeups that are going to have to be made, I mean, Tech's got 5 games they still have to make up. Where are they going to make it up? I mean, we only have about 5 weeks of the season left, and so we're in the midst of a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We're going to play again Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday next week. Coach Nutt calls it the NBA season.
That's right.
And so right now nothing's been determined. We've got the 18 tournament, and the good thing is. There's some word coming down from the NCAA on how we're, on what qualifies you if you're vaccinated, you're good to go, and different things. You don't have to have the booster, but I don't think that's going to be. Hopefully, if trends go like everybody's seeing, by 3 or 4 weeks from now, we're seeing the end of that, and then we can start talking about what we're going to do tournament-wise. So I
guess the operative word for the last 2 years has been be flexible, and everything is fluid, and I would guess that's the same thing for the rest of this
after the fall of 20, I don't care what we do.
Right.
Because not having anything going on is other than seeing teams practice a little bit and no competition, no nothing. So, I think you got to be ready, and that could mean some Sunday competition. It could mean some – you might be playing back-to-back nights in some sports. And but I'm for whatever we can do to get these student athletes to do what they came here to do, and that's compete.
All right, David Sharp, thanks for taking your time to join us after this. Take a little bit longer break here, and then we will come back with some first half statistics and set up the second half. Ouachita 40, Arkansas Tech 28. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Everything in life is about communication and language, and that's what we do in the School of Humanities at Ouachita. In the Department of Language and Literature, we've got outstanding students who are English majors and Spanish majors. In the Department of Communications, our communications and media majors have a number of emphases that they choose from. Strategic communications, multimedia journalism, sports media, communication studies, and a special approach in which we just talk to a student, figure out what courses they need, and help them put it together on the spot. One of the things that we've done with our new emphases is really give students a major opportunity to work outside of class, because you get better at communications by doing the work. So we've got students who are working in a television studio to put programming together. We've got students who in sports media are out doing live streaming and broadcasting of games, and doing a lot of sports work for the other publications like the printed newspaper and the yearbook, which win major awards every year. And then our online version of the newspaper is really the newspaper of the future.
My experience in the School of Humanities has been super special. I feel like the professors are really hands-on, and they would always help me maximize my time here.
They gave me lots of different opportunities. I got to host the sports show, did lots of writing, lots of sports journalism, a lot of color commentating for different sports. And that not only taught me how to actually do the job that I do now, but I also got to turn around and put it on my resume, which looked great.
Most Spanish majors at Ouachita major in more than one area, and we've designed the curriculum purposefully to allow that to happen, because whether you're in business and Christian studies, whatever your major might be, if you've got Spanish as a background, it's going to help you in many, many ways. One of the great things about English as a major is it helps you become a critical thinker. If you want to teach, that's great. We'll help you become a secondary English teacher. We'll help you become a college professor. But if your interest is really in publications, if your interest is in editing, we'll certainly work with you in that area also. Our English majors are very much career-oriented, and they work together with a very fine faculty to produce one of the very few bilingual literary publications.
Working on my degree plan with my professors, I was able to soon realize that, wow, I'm able to do more than I thought I was able to. I was able to add another major, and I didn't even know coming into college that I was able to do that. And I was able to study abroad in Spain to really become more fluent in Spanish, which was one of my majors. And so I don't think I would have had the same opportunities elsewhere.
The number of jobs in communications is actually increasing greatly. A lot of that is in the world of public relations, a lot of that is in the world of advertising, and a lot of that is based on particular skills that you develop while you're in college. All of those that we put together are based on increasing a skill level for our students, so they'll have a wide range of jobs they can apply for.
I think Ouachita is distinct from a lot of other schools. Ouachita gives you so many opportunities for not only your education and your academic growth, but your spiritual and your personal growth.
You're getting a very well-rounded degree. You'll absolutely be prepared if you get a degree from the humanities school.
40-28. Washita leads Arkansas Tech by 12. Chris Babb, Jason Jones joining you from Bill Vining Arena for Great American Conference basketball. Filling in for Michael Westbrook as we hopefully will welcome Michael back next Thursday or Saturday. Take a look at the first half statistics. First for Arkansas Tech, the Wonder Boys shooting 32.4% from the field, 11 of 34. 5 of 18 from three-point range, 27.8%. Only 2 free throw attempts for Arkansas Tech, 1 of 2 for 50%. Arkansas Tech led in scoring by C.J. Mann with 11 points. He's the only Wonder Boy in double figures. Kevin Howard and Tony Hall both have 4 points. Cam Kennedy, Talon Peter have 3. Nico Gosnell with 2. B.J. Johnson with 1 point for Arkansas Tech. Caden Hale and Calvin Allen both played but did not score. Hall and Mann four players lead the way with 3 rebounds apiece for Arkansas Tech. Kevin Howard, Cam Kennedy, Tony Hall, and C.J. Mann each with 3 rebounds. For Washita, the Tigers 17 of 29 from the field for 58.6% clip, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 33.3%. Been to the free throw line 4 times, hit all 4 of those. Leading scorer for Washita, Tyler Haynes with 12 points, Alex Scariolo with 7, Madarius Hobson with 6, Jacob Street and Leon Kalinich each with 4 points. Kobe Dunlap with 3 points for Washita. Chavondrick Henry and Lorenz Nero both with 2. Marvin Williams-Dunn has played but has not scored. Leading rebounder for Washita is Alex Scariolo with 4. Washita holds the rebounding edge 18-16. The Tigers have committed 8 turnovers, as have Arkansas Tech. Points off of those turnovers, Washita with 10 points off of turnovers, Tech with 3. Points in the paint is where Washita has a pretty good advantage, 18-8 advantage, a 10-point advantage of points in the paint, Jason, and in a 12-point game, that has a lot to say.
I think so, and then the other thing that really stands out to me is just field goal percentage. You're almost 59% versus 32%, and I think there's your difference in the game so far. Nice little backdoor play to start the half for Arkansas Tech.
Tony Hall gets Arkansas Tech on the board in the first half. A little 2-2-1 full court pressure. Washita gets right in the middle of that. Tavondrick Henry almost has it knocked out by Peter, but he gets it to Lorenz Nero to get things going for Washita. Starting the second half for Washita, Tyler Haynes, Lorenz Nero, Madarius Hobson, Alex Scariolo, and Tavondrick Henry. Those were the starting 5. Nice cut by Hobson. Counted and the foul. Nice pass by Tyler Haynes. Got caught. The defense got caught looking at the ball, and they let the man cut right in front of his face, and that was Madarius Hobson.
Well, and a great cut by Demarius to get that, to take that pass and stick it in with somebody hanging on him.
Madarius Hobson can't get the free throw to go. He has 8 points, and it is a 42-30 lead for Washita. C.J. Mann, Talon Peter, Cameron Kennedy, Kevin Howard, and Tony Hall, the starting 5 for Arkansas Tech. Peter in the middle of the lane, and Tavondrick Henry is going to get whistled for the foul, counted and the basket, and Henry just got a little bit too eager and got up, honored the ball fake and went up in the air.
Well, smart play by Talon Peter to give the good hard fake and then duck under him, so he came down right on top of him, and he still makes the shot.
That is only the 3rd personal foul called on Washita in the game.
Yep.
I looked down and only had 2 circled. I said, that can't be right, but it was. Doubt yourself. Washita breaks the pressure. Zone defense from Arkansas Tech. Henry with a shot 3-pointer early in the shot clock. No good. Rebound to Hall. Yeah, they call the foul. They have a foul on Nero. The official blew his whistle and hollered 2. I thought he was saying 2 shots.
That's what Coach Nutt
thought he meant that as well. It was a foul on Nero. Instead, it was Tech's ball out of bounds. They missed the shot, but keep the possession alive. Reset the shot clock to 20. And now Hall, the exact same thing where they just threw it. Nice flash by Tyler Haynes. Recovery. Knocks it away to Hobson. Hobson underneath. Oh, my goodness gracious. They're going to call a foul.
Foul on the Wonder Boys, number 4, Tony Hall.
They called the foul on Tony Hall. Tavondrick Henry's going to go to the free throw line. It was so late, I thought they might have been calling it on the putback.
Well, that's what I thought. Obviously not.
Henry's free throw, good-looking free throw from Tavondrick Henry, the freshman guard from Texarkana, Texas, Pleasant Grove High School.
Just a really late whistle there.
Second free throw good as well. Henry now has 4. An 11-point lead is now Ouachita with a little 2-2-1 pressure. See what they drop back into. Drop back into a zone, 2-3 zone for Ouachita. Hall and Haynes at the high post. Nice move by Hall. Shot up, no good. Madarius Hobson controls the rebounds. Good defense by Tyler Haynes as well. Madarius Hobson is called for a double dribble. An unforced error for Ouachita will give the ball back to Arkansas Tech.
It feels like Tech really wants to try to go inside in their half-court offense, but they're having a tough time right now because Tyler Haynes is doing a good job in there, and he's not giving any ground.
This is not a tall lineup on the floor for Ouachita. The tallest players on the roster for the Tigers are on the bench. Davion Bankston, Leon Kalinich, and Adele Melek, who we've not seen. He's had an injury that has just been able to get back into practice. And so not quite ready for action yet, working back from an injury. Tavondrick Henry has picked up a lot of minutes over the last month, right before Christmas, and then in this stretch of conference games. Madarius Hobson, shot was no good, saying he got clipped on the wrist. Henry was there for the offensive rebound, but it just was knocked off of his chest and out of bounds. Peter for 3 from the corner, no good. Lorenz Nero with the rebound. And Ouachita now with the ball. Man-to-man defense on this possession from Tech. Hobson working on the much taller Cameron Kennedy. Kick out. Henry for 3. No good. Haynes kept that one alive to Henry. Good hustle by Tyler Haynes, the sophomore. Hobson gets inside Kennedy. Well, he was bumped off of his path by Kennedy, but no foul was called, and Tech gets the rebound. Hall evades the charge and gets the basket to go. He's got 8, 4 here in the second half. 9 points now is the Ouachita lead. Tavondrick Henry was there, Jason, but Hall did a nice job of slipping by him and not committing the charge.
He did. He was under control and made the layup.
Scariolo dribbles through the middle of the lane, has it knocked away, gets the jumper to go. Scariolo with 9. Peter drives to the lane, and these two teams, after struggling offensively, have kind of picked things up a little bit.
Arkansas Tech trying to slow Ouachita down a little bit with this three-quarter court pressure. At least gets them down around 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Haynes goes baseline. Now Lorenz Nero, nice hands. Baseline, let him go, didn't they?
They are.
Hall goes to the lane, to the hole, into the lane. Hall has 10 points now, 6 here in the second half, and it's a 7-point lead now for Ouachita. Jacob Street, Marvin Williams-Dunn, Leon Kalinich set to check in for Ouachita at the next dead ball, which would be the under 16 media timeout. We're at 14:40. Scariolo, nice spin move, layup, and good.
Wow.
Good body control, and Hobson with the steal. Hobson kicks it out to Scariolo. Goes baseline. Shot up, no good. A little bit out of control. Thought there could have been thought there might have been contact there, but they have let these two teams go. Kennedy from the baseline. Jumper is good for Cameron Kennedy. He has 5 points now, 48-41.
Tech not applying a lot of pressure. They're content to just try to keep them in front of them a little bit.
Haynes from the baseline, jumper good. Tyler Haynes had 12 in the first half. That's his first basket of the second half, 14 for the sophomore from Memphis. Back to a 9-point lead.
Oh.
Lorenzo kicks that one out of bounds. Media timeout. The under-16 media timeout comes at 13:31 left in the second half. Ouachita 50, Arkansas Tech 41. We'll be back to Bill Vining Arena after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. .31 remaining in the second half. Ouachita 50, Arkansas Tech 41. Chris Babb, Jason Jones along with you. Arkansas Tech shot 32.4% from the field in the first half, 11 of 34. And they started the second half 6 of 10, 60%, raising their percentage for the game 38.6%. Ouachita still shooting good.
Yeah.
55% from the field for Ouachita.
It seems to me Arkansas Tech's having a tough time getting anything to go their way on the defensive end because Ouachita still seems to be – they're scoring at a really good clip, and Tech's going to have to do something to change that. And they've tried with the zone defense, and that hasn't really worked. They've tried with some three-quarter court pressure, but it's been pretty token so far.
Subs into the game for Ouachita. Into the game now, Jacob Street, Kobe Dunlap, Leon Kalinich, Marvin Williams-Dunn, and Medarius Hobson. So we have a traveling violation called. The official in front of Arkansas Tech bench had a foul, and then the official who was on the baseline said, no, I had a traveling violation before the foul. He walked into the foul.
Yeah, I thought that was the right call.
Coach Downey disagrees with you,
as
I would too if I was wearing green and gold.
It's all about perspective.
It's like the announcers hate my team, all that. Nice look from Marvin Williams-Dunn to Hobson. Kicked out, three-pointer from Street, no good, rebound Tech. Nice closeout from Cameron Kennedy to get a hand in the face of Jacob Street. Hall kick out to, nice job by Hobson. And now a foul is going to be called on Ouachita as B.J. Johnson cut across the lane. The foul is going to be called on Jacob Street, his first personal foul. Third team foul of the half against Ouachita. B.J. Johnson goes to the free throw line. Johnson, the 6'3" redshirt freshman from El Dorado. Knocks down the first free throw. The Ouachita lead is 8. Nice job by Kevin Howard of Tech of keeping that one alive, but Jacob Street is able to control the rebound to give Ouachita the offensive possession. A little three-man weave and ball screen. Street open in the corner, that's short. Leon Kalinich tried to get that offensive rebound, but it goes off of Leon's hand over to Arkansas Tech. Would have been a good offensive rebound if Leon had been able to control that one, but he was not able to and tipped it out of bounds.
Pretty fortunate not to get an over-the-back call there, I thought.
Talked about the screens, not just ball screens. This Arkansas Tech offense does have a lot of cross screens trying to free up cutters, and now a late whistle is going to send Arkansas Tech to the free throw line. I believe that one's going to be on Jacob Street as well. His second personal foul. Fourth team foul on Ouachita. Gosnell goes to the free throw line for Arkansas Tech. A 47.6% free throw shooter. Peter comes back into the game. We mentioned it early in the game, but Arkansas Tech has not had the services of Czar Perry. Czar Perry is the leading scorer on this Arkansas Tech roster, averaging 16.5 points per game, and he is not with the team today. Nice cut from Hobson. They can't get it to go. Missed his shot. Got the offensive rebound. Tried to tip that miss around. Couldn't get it to go. And Arkansas Tech has a, ooh, that's really deep. Probably not the shot. Coach Downing wanted. He's clapping. It's not a bad look. Maybe Cameron Kennedy has the green light.
He's taking a couple of quick threes and doesn't seem to bother Coach Downey, so it must be a shot that he hits at a pretty decent clip.
Marvin Williams Dunn gets his first basket of the game. A three-pointer from the corner on the assist from Jacob Street. Gosnell with the putback, and Leon Kalinich was out of position. Is going to get whistled for that foul. I believe that's going to be the third foul on Leon. Gosnell will go to the free throw line after the media timeout. Ouachita 53, Arkansas Tech 44, 11 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the second half, and we'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
It helped me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Gosnell gets the old-fashioned three-point play as we're back to action, 53-45 now. Ouachita does a nice job of ball movement and breaking that pressure. I don't believe there was a dribble. It was just nice use of the floor. Marvin Williams Dunn kicks out to Haynes. He goes baseline, not blocked out of his hands by Tony Hall. C.J. Mann quickly up the floor for Arkansas Tech, a handoff to Peter. Hall took the jump stop, and I thought he might have taken an extra step.
I thought he did too.
The shot was no good. Rebound to Ouachita. Same five out of the timeout for Ouachita, and that ball, the pass from Dunlap was a little bit behind Street.
Yeah, Street curled that screen, and Dunlap thought he was going to pop out to the top and just ended up a little bit behind him.
Mann, Gosnell, Thompson, Johnson, Peter, and Hall on the floor for Tech. Nice recovery from Street. The up and under is no good. Rebound to Leon Kalinic.
Good block out by Street after the shot. He just kind of gently pushed the Tech shooter up underneath the basket.
Dunn with an errant entry pass to Tyler Haynes, and he's able to steal that one, and we'll try to help out the officials here. Thank you. You're welcome. Should have stretched before I tried to lean that far, Jason.
Pop a hamstring.
Would have been a pop an ab if I'd had one, if I had any abs. 9:38 remaining. This game has been at this 6-10. Nice block by Marvin Williams Dunn. CJ Mann has shown in the first half a few times he likes to have that drive down the right side of the lane and try to get it to go high off the glass. And Marvin Williams Dunn blocked that one out of bounds. As we were saying before that, this game has been in the 6 to 10 point range for most of the last 15, 20 minutes of game time. Ouachita would like to keep it at that three possession game. BJ Johnson, nice cut to Peter. Peter gets the layup to go, give the assist to Johnson. It's a two possession game, 53-47. Nice cross screen from Dunlap. Nice look. They thought Dunlap was going for the three-pointer. He said he found Haynes for the layup. It was a good-looking play as Dunlap had that baseline screen, then he came back out as Gosnell, nice spin move, gets that one to go.
Gosnell gets up quick if he has just a sliver of space.
And he had more than a sliver then. Kalinic decides against going to the basket and pulls that one back out. 6-point lead for Ouachita. Needs something to go offensively. Haynes gets inside Gosnell, fadeaway jumper, no good. And Tech has a chance to make this a one-possession game with a three-pointer. Here's Gosnell on Kalinic again. High off the glass and good. That was a good-looking shot from Nico Gosnell.
It's a tough hook shot.
55-51.
Tough hook shot outside the lane.
Dribbled right into that corner. Street to Haynes. Dunn faked the pass to Haynes. Layup no good, but Tyler Haynes with the putback. He has 18 points. Back to a two-possession game. Gosnell against Kalinic. They'll try it again. Up and under, no good. Rebound, Haynes. Kalinic needed that stop, Jason.
He did. And Haynes provided a great rebound, a couple possessions in a row.
Kalinic from three, no good. Yeah, it's going to be a foul on B.J. Johnson of Arkansas Tech. Media timeout, and we'll take it, and it'll be Ouachita's ball under its own basket when we come back. Ouachita 57, Arkansas Tech 51. 7:04 remaining in the second half, and we'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
On December 7, 2005, I was deployed to Baghdad, Iraq. As I was searching for the bomb, the bad guy and the bomb found me first. After the explosion, I was left with a 1% chance of living. During my road to recovery, I had a tremendous amount of support from friends and families and the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. The primary mission of the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is to offer financial emergency assistance to veterans and their families.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more.
57-51. Washita leads by 6. Take a look at some of the stats coming out of the under 8 media timeout. Arkansas Tech shooting 38.9% from the field. Washita still right at 50%. 24 of 48 from the field. Both teams shooting 25% from three-point range. Tech 5 of 20. Washita 3 of 12. Neither team's been to the free throw line a ton. Arkansas Tech 4 of 8 for 50%. Washita 6 of 7. Tyler Haynes leads the way for Washita with 18 points. Scariolo with 11 for Arkansas Tech. C.J. Mann with 11. Peter and Hall with 10. No foul trouble for really either team. Well, Gosnell has 3 for Tech. B.J. Johnson has 2, and Talon Peter has 2. Washita doesn't have a single player with more than 1 foul. Out of the timeout, Williams Dunn to Dunlap. Three-pointer short. Rebound, Tony Hall. Had an open look, didn't get his legs under it. And Tech has the ball, trying to make this a one-possession game.
Washita has not shot the ball as well this second half, and that's really what's allowed.
B.J. Johnson got a backdoor cut behind Marvin Williams Dunn, and Johnson makes it a 4-point game. And this team in Arkansas Tech that has not played since December 18th has found a wind, and they are playing much more in sync the second half than they were the first, which I think you'd kind of expect.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get into a little bit of a flow.
Tyler Haynes misses the jumper from the top of the key, and Arkansas Tech has a chance to make this a 2-point game. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Normally you get that kind of generosity when you shoot the ball at the end of that move.
Hall for 3, knocks it down. Hall had 4 points in the first half. He has 9 here in the second half alone. Timeout, Washita. It's a 1-point game. 57-56. We'll keep it here. Jason, Tech has found its win, and as we mentioned in that previous possession, and Tech is on a roll right now, and that lead that was 10 earlier for Washita is down to 1.
Well, Coach Downey was really roasting his team there during that last timeout, and I think he got their attention. They ran a set play, got an easy bucket, and then they come back and in kind of a strange possession, end up getting a 3. And that was what they needed to get going and give themselves a chance to get back in this game.
Looks like coming out of the timeout for Washita will be Kobe Dunlap, Lorenz Nero, Tyler Haynes, Jacob Street, and Madarius Hobson. 1-point lead for Washita, 5:37. Biggest lead for Washita was 12 points right before halftime, and that was the halftime lead, 40-28. But Arkansas Tech has outscored Washita by 11 to this point in the second half.
Every possession important at this point because you got a 1-point game.
Scariolo will check in at the next dead ball. Street to Nero, dish to Hobson, a nice give and go. Hobson wasn't quite sure if Nero was going to shoot that one or not. Instead, he was able there to catch the pass and control his body to get that one down.
Yeah, nice tip.
Shoring up the defense is what Coach Nutt wanted after our last visit, last time at home. Mann kicks that one out to Kennedy, his second three-pointer of the game, and we are tied at 59. Hobson looking backside for Dunlap. Couldn't control it, and the ball will go over to Arkansas Tech, and the Wonder Boys have a chance to take a lead for the first time since the first minute of the ball game. Another double team, and they don't recover. That hit the shot clock, and that three-pointer from Peter was no good. Ouachita doubling on a lot of those, and whoever's man doubles has gone to that back side, and they've had a couple of open three-point looks.
Yeah, whenever it's Cam Kennedy down that corner, I think they feel pretty good about their chances with that shot on the Arkansas Tech bench.
Nice pass from Scariolo to Nero. Caught him sleeping on the backside, and that was a great pass.
Yeah, really a pretty simple cut that Nero made, but he was just so open. Scariolo had no choice but to give it to him.
Next dead ball, I think, will be our last media timeout of the half. We're at 3:40 remaining, and Ouachita has retaken the lead. Nice steal by Madarius Hobson, and a foul is going to be called on Arkansas Tech. And unless that last timeout qualified. No, media timeout, we'll take it. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's a good one. 2 points is the difference. Ouachita 61, Arkansas Tech 59. On the back other side of this break, we'll have the final 3:33. Come back and join us. You're watching the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
Three minutes, 33 seconds remaining in this game. 61-59 Ouachita. As we take a look at the game reset, fouls in this half. Ouachita has been whistled for 5 fouls, 4 called on Arkansas Tech, so neither team in the bonus yet. Only player for either team that has 3 fouls or more is Nico Gosnell. He has 3 fouls for Arkansas Tech, and he is not on the floor right now, so none of the 10 players for either team have foul trouble. Tavondrick Henry into the game for Ouachita out of the timeout. So Tavondrick Henry, Alex Scariolo, Tyler Haynes, Lorenz Nero, and Madarius Hobson are the 5 on the floor for Ouachita that looks to extend this 2-point lead and get its first home conference win of the season.
Pretty good athletic lineup for Ouachita here down the stretch to probably give them a good chance with rebounding and just defending as well.
The high double screen was set, and Tyler Haynes slipped the screen. Nice pass, but Haynes couldn't get that one to go from just outside the block. Hall blocked.
He had a chance to take the charge, and while it wasn't a lot of contact, it was enough that I think if he had taken it, it would have been a charge, but he kind of slowly backed out of the way.
I was thrown off because of when the whistle came.
It was pretty slow.
Free throw from Hall is no good. I think you might have heard one of the color analysts behind us say a little late whistle.
I'm sure the gentleman is not related to anyone on the Ouachita side.
He's not. He's just a graduate. And on staff. 61-60. Ouachita leads by 1. Under 3 to go. Nero, Hobson for 3. He knew it was off as soon as he shot it. Haynes is able to, no, he was just close. I thought if he had thrown the ball, he might not have been out. But
yep, he landed with it.
Landed on it just on the sideline, and Arkansas Tech has another chance to take the lead. 2-2-1 pressure from Ouachita. Ouachita drops back into the zone defense. Hall with the three-pointer. Out to man, three-pointer good, and Arkansas Tech has the lead. That is probably not what they drew up, but my goodness, it worked. A long rebound on the three-pointer goes right to Arkansas Tech, which kicked it out to a wide-open C.J. Mann, and the Wonder Boys have their first lead since the 1905 mark of the first half. And then Alex Scariolo is whistled for the charge, and Tech will have the ball. That is the first personal foul on Scariolo.
I'm sure they didn't want Tony Hall taking that shot, but they were happy for C.J. Mann to take that wide open look.
Yeah, no doubt. Two-point lead for Tech. Now they're playing, trying to protect the lead instead of gain the lead or take the lead. 7 on the shot clock. Mann for three, no good. Rebound, Lorenz Nero, and that's got to be there. It was. It was a foul called on Kevin Howard. Howard's second personal foul. 5th team foul. Ouachita, it will not be in the bonus on the next foul, but Arkansas Tech is in, Arkansas Tech is in the bonus the rest of the way. 1:25 to go. 2-point Arkansas Tech lead. To say the Tigers need a basket on this possession would be a huge understatement. Who's going to get the best look? 10 on the shot clock for Nero.
Haynes was wide open on the cut, but
there's Haynes, backdoor, good. Tyler Haynes with 20 points, and we are tied at under a minute to go. That was a big possession the Tigers had to have. Johnson in the corner for three, no good. Hobson on a run out. Tips it to himself, but Hall ends up with the ball. Timeout, Arkansas Tech.
That was a great timeout by Mark Downing with Hall running loose down the floor.
Yeah, Ouachita thought that Hall was on the baseline when he controlled that ball that Madarius Hobson tipped. But the officials had not made their way back down there. It's just if he was, it was an unfortunate break for Arkansas Tech.
Yeah.
35.1 seconds, 25 on the shot clock. Be interesting to see what kind of defense Ouachita comes out of this timeout, what they set up for Arkansas Tech. It's been the penetration and kick out for an open three.
Yeah, you got to think there's probably going to be something in there for C.J. Mann if they can run the shot clock down or just whenever he can get a good look. But we've also seen Tech take some shots early in the shot clock that didn't seem to make a lot of sense, and so if you're Ouachita, you're hoping for one of those early on.
Arkansas Tech is in the bonus, so if Ouachita was to foul, then Tech would go to the free throw line. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Madarius Hobson will defend the inbound pass from Tony Hall. Hall will get the ball screen from Howard.
Nice.
Wow. Tony Hall drove to the middle of the lane. The crowd thought that he got away with the walk. Arkansas Tech thought that after the walk, Ouachita got away with the foul. Regardless, Tyler Haynes ended up with the ball and called the timeout, so it'll be Ouachita basketball.
Well, and I was going to point out, Tony Hall's playing point guard the last three possessions. Out of nowhere, he's one of the taller players for Arkansas Tech, and he's all of a sudden playing point guard and trying to run their half-court offense, which was by design. They came out of the timeout and gave him the ball and ran their play. A little bit unusual.
They did have him on a shorter Madarius Hobson. They tried to get that matchup advantage. Hobson did a nice job of bodying up with the man-to-man defense, and forced into the middle of the lane. And then Ouachita was able to strip the ball on his way up. Tyler Haynes got the ball, and then Ouachita was awarded the timeout. 63-63, 19.7 seconds left, no shot clock.
Both teams with a timeout.
Both teams have a timeout left, and Ouachita is not in the bonus yet, so Tech can afford to play a little bit more aggressively if they so choose. The officials get the teams out of the huddle. For Ouachita, Nero, Hobson, Haynes, Tavondrick Henry, and Scariolo. And Arkansas Tech will implement full court pressure. To try to disrupt Ouachita. They get it to Nero. You know, we mentioned they do have the advantage of playing a little bit more aggressively because they still have that foul to give. 10 seconds. 8, down to 7. Nero trying to get it to someone. Hobson in and out, no good from the top of the key, and we are headed to overtime. Madarius Hobson pulled up from the top of the key. Jason, that shot went in and out and came and stayed out.
I thought it was a made bucket.
63-63. We are headed to overtime, but not before we take a timeout. We'll be back for the overtime period after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Ouachita. Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita. Ouachita.
How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Free basketball. Ouachita and Arkansas Tech. 63-63. Headed to overtime. Ouachita shot 58.6% from the field in the first half. Cooled down to 37%. Finished the regulation at 48.2%. Jason, on the other side of that, Arkansas Tech got into this game with their field goal shooting. 32% from the field in the first half, and then even 50%, 14 of 28 from the field in the second half.
Yeah, and field goal percentages can sometimes be deceptive because you've got to throw in what else is happening. Easy shots, fast break points, rebounding, stick backs. But it does kind of you can usually look at field goal percentage and see who's played a better overall game, and this has kind of been a tale of two different halves in one sense of the word, I guess.
Tyler Haynes and Nico Gosnell will jump center for their respective teams. Gosnell a little bit quick on the trigger. Tyler Haynes controls the tip. And Ouachita will have things to start off the overtime period. On the floor for Ouachita, Madarius Hobson, Tyler Haynes, Lorenz Nero, Alex Scariolo, and Tavondrick Henry. Ouachita almost committed a turnover. It went into the hands of Scariolo. Fadeaway jumper with 3 on the shot clock. Good for Scariolo.
Tough turnaround.
65-63. There's a stat somewhere that says the percentages if you score first in overtime. I don't know what it is, but as a coach, you kind of really want to be the first one to score in that overtime if you can score on your first offensive possession.
You bet.
Double team, kick out, Kennedy for 3. That's what he likes, and that was short. You could tell as the ball started coming down, it was going to be short. The next question was, is Ouachita going to get the defensive rebound? And they did. 65-63, a team that has not played since December 18th. Arkansas Tech has to play extra minutes in its first game back. Didn't seem fair.
That's a good point.
Henry.
Shot clock down.
Shot clock at 3. Scariolo again at the shot clock. Should have shot that one, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. He was driving to the right, didn't really have an angle, but throwing it towards the goal might have, in hindsight, might have been the better play. Maybe you would have caught the rim.
Yeah. Well, and you had the ball with a chance to go up, 3 or 4 or 5 points.
C.J. Mann has hit 4 3-pointers today. That's why you have Nero out on him. Nero gets the advantage and gets it all the way in. Layup, counted, and the foul. Lorenz Nero with the steal. Out-muscled C.J. Mann to gain possession and got the layup to go. And C.J. Mann is whistled for the foul, and Lorenz Nero going to the free throw line to try to give Ouachita a 5-point lead.
Well, Nero used his upper body strength to just kind of body C.J. Mann out of the way, and, boy, it paid off because he had to fight him all the way down the floor for it.
It is a 5-point lead. That's the lead Ouachita was looking for in the last possession. They get it here after a steal from Nero and a layup. B.J. Johnson, middle of the lane, no good. Haynes with the rebound. Out to Hobson. Ouachita can convert here offensively. You might see a timeout from Coach Downey. Both teams have 2 timeouts now. This is game 1 going to overtime. Nero, Hobson, 3-pointer, good from Hobson. It's an 8-point lead. Coach Downey not pleased with Kennedy not getting a hand in the face of Madarius Hobson. Hall quickly answers, and now he's going to call the timeout. As you call the timeout after an offensive possession, it's a 2-possession game. 71-65 is the Ouachita lead. That's a big shot offensively from Hobson for Ouachita, but 3 good offensive possessions out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, they're just converting every time they get a chance, and they had the one bad possession. But then also I thought a good decision by Nero not to foul on that layup. He was muscled down, and he was going to give up the layup, and I think not putting them on the free throw line is a big deal in a short game like this.
Looking at our live stats, there's all kinds of stats as far as team stats. One of these I see lead percentage of the game. What percent of this game you've led? Ouachita has led for 80% of this game. Tech for 9, so I mean it's been tied for 11%, but this is a majority of the game. If you're Arkansas Tech and you've been behind for 80% of the game, you're glad to be in this position, but you can't let it slip away. And these first few offensive possessions for Ouachita have not been good defensively for the Wonder Boys.
Yeah, and it's tough too. When you're playing from behind an entire game, it just feels like such an uphill battle. And then you come out and you get down immediately in overtime, and it's like, oh my gosh, we just had it tied up, and then here we go again. We're playing from behind.
If you're just joining us, glad you're here. Chris Babb, Jason Jones. I'm filling in for Michael Westbrook, the normal voice of the Tigers. Hopefully he'll be back with us. Ouachita and Arkansas Tech in overtime, 71-65. It's a 6-point lead for Ouachita. It was 8 before Tony Hall got the basket to cut it to a 2-possession game. And Coach Downey calls the timeout, and now Arkansas Tech trying to force a turnover on the inbounds play. Almost got to 5. Coach Nutt didn't want it to get to 5, so he calls a full timeout. I think that's all they have. So now 1 timeout each from a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Coach Nutt wasn't pleased with the inbound and didn't want to risk that 5-second call at this point in the game.
You sure don't want to give the ball back to Arkansas Tech underneath their basket. You got timeouts to, not necessarily to burn, but you've got them to use for this very reason.
See a few students here at Bill Vining Arena. The students from Ouachita will make their way back onto campus this weekend as classes will start on Wednesday. See some members of the Ouachita women's basketball team. The victorious women's team won 92-82 earlier today. Big win over Arkansas Tech, and the Tigers are trying to make it a clean sweep for Ouachita on this chilly Saturday in southwest Arkansas.
Snowy.
Chilly, snowy. Hobson does get the ball inbounds. He double, and it's stolen away from Henry. Hall can't get the rebound, can't get the shot to go, the chip shot. The rebound was knocked out of bounds by Henry, so it will stay with Tech. And let's see what we're doing on the shot clock here. Kind of get that queued up in case they need to come take a look. No, they're going to go 20 seconds because they said
the shot attempt.
Shot attempt. That was after a steal. That's tough on that one. Arkansas Tech might have lost a few seconds there. Kick out. Man, he's got 5 on the day. Short on that one. Big rebound attempt from Tavondrick Henry. He got up in the air for that one. He didn't control it, but he did tip it to Lorenz Nero. .15 on the shot clock. Haynes trying to screen for Nero, couldn't get it to go. Hendry across the lane, no good. Howard with the rebound. Minute and a half. Hall pull up from 3 in transition, no good. Boy, Johnson to Hall. Johnson to Howard to a cutting Hall. Foul on Tavondrick Henry.
And that's not a horrible foul because you kept him from finishing the play. You know, He's got to go to the free throw line now and hit 2.
At least foul them hard enough where they're not going to be able to get that easy layup and the free throw.
Those and ones are the ones that just kill you at this point in the game, with it being a close enough game, keep in reach.
Boy, Hall pulled up in transition, and that was about a 25-foot three-pointer. And you can play good defense, and the problem is with a 25-foot three-pointer, if you miss it, the odds are that rebound's going to go to an odd spot, and that's what happened there. Hall on the season is a 57% free throw shooter coming into today's game. 1 minute, 24 seconds. He knocks the first one down. Hall had 14 points at the end of regulation. He and C.J. Mann led the way for Arkansas Tech. Hall trying to make it a 4-point Ouachita lead. Free throw good. And here comes the pressure from Arkansas Tech.
And try to trap some out of it.
Scariolo nice to Hobson in the middle of the floor. Gets it to Nero. Ouachita breaks the pressure nicely. They'll set up the half-court offense. Ouachita will be in the bonus the next time Arkansas Tech fouls. 5 on the shot clock. Scariolo goes up and draws the foul. Kevin Howard said, surely that foul's not on me, and it was not. It was on Talon Peter, his first personal foul, and Scariolo goes to the free throw line for Ouachita. Scariolo has been to the free throw a lot. He's a 61% free throw shooter, hasn't been there a ton this season. 71-67. Scariolo knocks that free throw down. 14 points for Scariolo. Has a season high of 15. He'll try to tie that with a free throw here, and he does. Scariolo with a nice night offensively. 73-67. 6-point lead, under a minute to go here from Bill Vining Arena. B.J. Johnson, Kennedy from the corner. Three-pointer no good. We're going to have a foul on Kevin Howard. Oh, no, they're calling that foul on Madarius Hobson.
Oh.
Foul on the Tigers, number 3, Madarius Hobson. That's his first personal foul, Ouachita's 19 foul.
Kind of delayed call there. I was with you.
Number 2, Talon Peter. Subbing out number 13, C.J. Mann. Shooting for the Wonder Boys, number 4, Tony Hall.
Darius trying to get an explanation, and if the official was facing us, I could have read his lips, Jason, as you know. But Hall hit his last 2. He's at the 1-1 now and knocks that one down, 73-68. Still.
The call was so delayed, I'm not even sure exactly what happened.
They called him when he was going. The official pointed up, so he was insinuating that when Hall was going up for the rebound, Hobson inhibited his progress or prevented him from being able to. Hobson gets it into Scariolo. Ooh, and a traveling violation is called. Washita has just struggled getting the ball in bounds against the pressure. 46 seconds left, and it's a 4-point game. C.J. Mann will come back in, the 3-point threat.
I'm not sure that was actually a walk, but the angle the official was at, I don't think he could do anything but make that call.
Right. It did not look pretty regardless. Oh, Lorenz Nero had a chance to get that steal but couldn't get it. Kevin Howard saved that one from going out of bounds. Man, probably not the shot that they wanted. I don't know if he thought there were 1 second on the shot clock when there was 11. He shot that with 11. I don't know if he thought there were 2 seconds on the shot clock instead of 12 or what, but that is not the shot that I don't think anybody was expecting it in that moment, including the other 9 players on the floor.
I think he saw the 1 and thought it was 1 second, the 1 of the 11, and shot it.
Foul was called on Arkansas Tech, so Hobson goes to the free throw line and knocks the front end of the 1-and-1 down. 4 points in the overtime period for Madarius Hobson. 5-point lead for Washita, 30 seconds remaining. Second free throw, good as well. 28 seconds. Hall pulls up for 3, no good. Rebound to Vondrick Henry, be strong with it, young fella. Almost was strong with it. It did have it knocked out of his hands. He thought that Lorenz Nero, you see the fifth-year senior coming up and say, you got to chin it and be strong with it.
Yeah, you don't go down to the ground with it.
Yeah, now Hobson, the same thing. A little coaching on the floor going. Tyler Haynes ended up with the ball after it was knocked out of Henry's hands. And Nero and Hobson both telling the young fella to be strong with the ball. Don't just secure it. You got to secure it and then some in the college game. Haynes knocks the first free throw down.
I think he said that'll work against Liberty ILO, but not in college.
Haynes knocks the second one down. It's an 8-point lead for Washita with 18 seconds. Coach, Jason, you go to possessions in a game, and that was a huge possession. You go from being down 6 points and having a chance to make it a one-possession game with 25 seconds left, and now you miss that, you commit a foul, and now you're down 8 with 18 seconds.
Yeah, one possession can make a huge difference. Some great help from the fans today.
Inbound the ball from the baseline as the whistle is blowing before anybody touches, so they'll just redo it. Yeah, nobody touched it before they started the clock, so they'll just restart where they were. Hall kicks off to Cameron Kennedy from Gurdon. It's good. Cameron Kennedy knocks down the 3, and it's a 5-point lead for Washita. It's a big shot for Arkansas Tech as Washita has struggled getting the ball inbounds against pressure. 2-possession game with 12 seconds left. If you're able to get a quick steal and a basket, it's a 1-possession game, and then it's anybody's game. For Washita, you got to come out of this timeout ready to inbound the ball, facing pressure, and be secure with the ball and try to draw a foul.
Yeah, you just got to take care of the basketball and put yourself in position so when you catch it, you're facing down the floor and, expect contact because they're going to foul you probably unless you put them in a position to steal the ball from you.
12.5 seconds left. The next foul called on either team will send their opponent to the line for the double bonus. 9 fouls called on both Washita and Arkansas Tech, so the next foul will send it to the double bonus. The possession arrow is with Arkansas Tech, so should the Wonder Boys tie this ball up after the inbounds pass, it would go over to Arkansas Tech. 1 timeout left for Washita, no timeouts for Arkansas Tech. Coach Dennis Nutt drawing up the play on the bench. Looks like it'll be Scariolo, Henry, Nero, Hobson, and Haynes in for the Tigers. For Arkansas Tech, Tony Hall, Kevin Howard, Cameron Kennedy, Talon Peter, and B.J. Johnson. The Peter for man offensive-defensive substitution has been the pattern for Coach Downey in the last few possessions. Madarius Hobson will trigger the inbounds pass for Washita. Nero sets the screen and then rolls back, but he rolled to the other side of where Hobson had gone, and then he was able to get the ball in bounds. Hobson, Nero screened away and then rolled back to the ball, flashed back to the ball, and Hobson had gone to the other side. Foul is called on Talon Peter. Lorenz Nero goes to the free throw line to try to extend this 5-point lead with 11.8 left. Nero knocks down the first, 72.7% free throw shooter on the year. The offense for defense substitution for Tech as C.J. Mann comes back into the game replacing Talon Peter. Nero knocks down both of his, and it's a 7-point lead for Ouachita with 11.8 remaining. And Tech has a nice steal by Madarius Hobson, and that will put a bow on it. Madarius Hobson steals the inbounds pass, and that will wrap it up. And the Ouachita Tigers defeat Arkansas Tech 79-72 in overtime. A good win for the Tigers, the one that they needed, and they did it on the offensive end of the floor in overtime and defense, and it was sealed by that steal from Hobson.
They hit some big shots when they needed to. They took care of the ball when they needed to, and they got a win when they needed to.
The Tigers will be at home 3 times in the next week. If you want to come out and check them out on Tuesday, they'll host Southern Nazarene in a makeup game, Thursday against Southeastern Oklahoma, Saturday against East Central University. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have a look at the final statistics, and we'll have a visit with Ouachita head coach Dennis Nutt before we wrap this one up. Your final score, Ouachita 79, Arkansas Tech 72 in overtime. We'll be back after this timeout on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University, where the Ouachita Tigers defeat the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys 79-72 in overtime. Chris Babb here, now joined by Ouachita head coach Dennis Nutt. And Coach, it's a W and you'll take it. Yes. I know there are some things that to correct, as are in every game, but at the end, you look up at that scoreboard, you see the Tigers with more points, and ultimately that's what you like to see.
Chris, we like to look up there and see that. I tell you, it seems like we have to get to the overtime games to get it, but man, I'm just proud of them. They hung in there, and they could have ducked their head a little bit there in overtime, but they just kind of hung in there and got a couple stops when we needed it, and guys stepped up, made some big plays. So that's what you got to have happen, and just proud of their effort.
Take a look at the scoring for Ouachita. Tyler Haynes with 22 points, Alex Scariolo and Madarius Hobson with 15. We've talked a lot about defense in our post-game shows, and Thursday night, hold Henderson to 56 points. Tonight in an overtime game, 72. It just seemed like from the bench to the coaching staff to the players, there was a little bit more energy on the defensive end of the floor this afternoon.
Yeah, I thought they were dialed in defensively, and we have been the last several games, but when you look down there and see that they shot 37% for the game, that's good defense. That's kind of what we look at. That's what you got to have, if you're going to have a winning team. So, man, just so glad we finished the week off like we did, and now this week starts again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But, we're all at home, so hopefully we can build off of it.
Talk about that Tuesday. You have Southern Nazarene coming in. Southern Nazarene playing tonight. There were 2 men's games postponed today. I believe it's Southwestern, and Southeastern. And also the Harding game was postponed, but Southern Nazarene is playing tonight. But Southern Naz will come in Tuesday, then East Central and Southeastern come in for the weekend. It's a big week for your team. We talked about last week. It's the NBA type schedule.
Yeah,
you got
it is
4 games in 7 days.
Yeah, and plus school starts back up for us, so it's a little bit different. But Southern Naz going to come in with a good team. They had a bunch of COVID issues early, so their record didn't really reflect how good they are. But they're a good team, probably one of the top 3 in this league. So we'll have to take tomorrow off, get a little rest, and get right back at it on Monday.
Coach Nutt, thanks for joining us. The Tigers
victorious
79-72 with the 7-point overtime win over the Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys. Mentioned the leading scorers for Ouachita: Tyler Haynes with 22, Madarius Hobson and Alex Scariolo with 15. Lorenz Nero had 9 points. 4 points each for Tavondrick Henry, Jacob Street, and Leon Kalinich. 3 points for Kobe Dunlap and Marvin Williams-Dunn. Well, that'll wrap it up as the Tigers move to 2-7 in conference play. Arkansas Tech falls to 2-3. And as we mentioned, Tuesday the Tigers will return to action here at Bill Vining Arena. It's a busy weekend at Bill Vining Arena. A busy week next week at Bill Vining Arena with games on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. For our entire crew at the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, Noah Grimes, Rachel Sansano, Elias Erickson, Sullivan Jones, and our student director, Matthew Branch, and Millie Babb in the first game who joined us. Again, our final score in the men's game, Ouachita 79, Arkansas Tech 72. This is Chris Babb. Thanks for joining us. Have a safe rest of your weekend, and hope you join us Tuesday night. Good night.